I'm at 64 Josh, and this is part 4 of our Splatoon 2 guide. We're going to be looking at Rainmaker. I have Ninja Yoshi with me, who is ranked X and in the top 500 in Rainmaker. How you doing, man?
Hey, glad we're back. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing awesome. Let's dive right into this thing. Tell us about Rainmaker.
Perfect. So I think Rainmaker is probably my best mode. So, suggestions with Rainmaker is pick a weapon that can be played both offensively to help push and defend the Rainmaker, and defensively to prevent a push by your opponents.
And what's the first weapon you recommend?
The first one is the Tentatek Splatter Shot. It is a very good all-around weapon for Rainmaker, and honestly, you can use it in other modes as well. It has decent fire rate and damage, has pretty all-around stats. Makes it pretty easy to get kills. Plus, it's good at covering turf to help push that Rainmaker, and it comes with splat bombs and inkjet.
And what abilities do you recommend with this splatter shot?
Yeah, so definitely some Ink Saver sub in order to use those bombs more often. Special power-up to make the inkjets blast more powerful. Ink resistance as well is helpful because it can help you to push into enemy ink and not get stuck as much.
And then as far as the tactics, what do you recommend?
So I said Ink Saver sub for the bombs because I recommend using the bombs as much as possible in order to constantly create that pressure. If you can throw out bombs pretty often, you'll always have that pressure between you and your enemies. And it can create space between you and them, and it does help cover a little bit of turf and get that special going. The inkjet is actually my preferred special for this mode because it can help push the Rainmaker forward. You can go for the splats, or you can just become a distraction. So you're going to be flying above the enemies. They have you to deal with, and then they have the person actually pushing the Rainmaker to deal with. So it's kind of like, forcing them to put their focus between two things, essentially. Plus, getting the kills with the inkjet is pretty helpful with that too, because you can go over walls. You can, just try to create. I like to create chaos with it.
Excellent. So we like to cover 2 weapons. What's the next weapon you recommend?
The other one is the Parry Splat Dualies. Now, to be honest, this one isn't used as much as the Tentatek or as other weapons in Splat Zones, but it is my personal favorite in Rainmaker. It has a combination of good fire rate and mobility, better than the Tentatek. It makes a great weapon to help the Rainmaker, and it comes with curling bombs to push forward, and the inkjet, like I said, to be aggressive.
And what abilities do you recommend with these Splat Dualies?
So the Dualies definitely benefit from ink resistance, especially if you're rolling a lot everywhere. You want to get out of enemy turf. Sometimes you might roll into enemy turf. So having ink resistance is helpful. Again, special power for the inkjet, Ink Saver sub for curling box if you want it. But more importantly, I think swim speed is more helpful in this case. So you can, run into your curling bombs faster. It also helps get to the Rainmaker faster at the beginning of the match as well.
And then as far as tactics, what do you recommend?
Curling bombs. Very helpful at the beginning of the match. Just follow along your curling bombs to try to get to the center as possible. Hopefully your team will also follow behind you. That way you can all get there at once. You can also use it to create a path for the Rainmaker. I've done it where I would break the shield, throw a curling bomb, grab the Rainmaker, and then follow along that path. It helps push a little bit. That way you don't have to focus too much on trying to cover turf. Use your dodge roll. Obviously, I've used it a lot to kind of get out of trouble. It's also helpful to avoid the Rainmaker blast as well. Inkjet for the same reason as I spoke about with the Tentatek. Just covering turf as much as possible to help push that Rainmaker forward, and just trying to be as aggressive with it as you can. I think that's about it.
All right. Hey, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, so I have a Twitch channel at NinjaYoshi_13. There may not be anything on there, but I'm hoping to stream by this summer.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, if you guys have any questions or comments, let us know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, hit it with a like. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you in part 5, Clam Blitz,